Greetings, YouTube. It's Jay here, and I have another video regarding the Star Wars Force Awakens trailer, and just some thoughts about JJ Abrams and him working on the new Star Wars films, being involved with those, and being both a fan of Star Wars and Star Trek. I can pretty safely say that I was really stoked when I heard JJ Abrams was working on the new Star Trek films. I really liked the first one. I thought that Star Trek was in desperate need of a reboot. It was in desperate need of some new blood, some new feelings. But a lot of people here, as you can see, we're looking at a picture of the new bridge from the Enterprise. They were really upset at the big changes that Abrams made to Star Trek. And Star Trek Into Darkness, I did feel, was kind of a rough film, and it wasn't really Star Trek, and I just thought there was too much death and destruction and murder and things like that, and I just thought it was too much. That being said, the Star Wars Force Awakens trailer came out the other day, and obviously it's all anybody's been talking about. Star Wars is one of the most storied franchises in history. As soon as Disney got the rights to Star Wars, they immediately announced that more films would be made. And there were some questions as to who was going to direct the film, but eventually JJ Abrams signed on to direct at least the first one, and I'm pretty sure somebody else is going to be directing the second two in this new trilogy. And there's also going to be a lot of films that are made as kind of a concurrently, kind of like the Marvel universe is set up. There's also going to be standalone films for characters. So you're going to have a very big Star Wars universe, and a lot of different people are going to be getting their own movie. So today what I wanted to do really quickly is just kind of go through some of the new footage in the trailer. And the main question that a lot of people want answered is, well, is JJ Abrams going to really change the overall spirit of the franchise? Is he going to change a lot of things? And I think that after watching this trailer several times, most Star Wars fans can pretty safely say, no, he will not ruin Star Wars. I think that I am pretty happy with what I've seen for the most part in the trailer, and we're going to go through some of it right now. So right now what you're looking at is a picture of the venerable old Millennium Falcon. It is running from a Star Destroyer. I believe this footage is from The Empire Strikes Back. There's a better one from A New Hope where it's sitting in the hangar bay in the Death Star, but as you can see, as you remember Leia saying to him famously, "You came in that thing?" This is the original Millennium Falcon. Okay, so now we have the new Falcon, which obviously we really only see from behind for the most part. There is one shot where it's going straight up into the air, but we only see it from behind. And as you can see, the big change that one can notice, and especially in this shot right here, is the deflector dish is gone. That round deflector dish, I guess you would call it, that's what it's called on the Starship Enterprise. But we don't know. It probably is more of a communications array or something like that. Now, obviously, fanboys are going to immediately scream about this. Oh boy, he's changing the Falcon already, and that's probably the most well-known ship in Star Wars lore. But we're talking about 30 years into the future. The fact that the Falcon still looks pretty much normal, other than this upgrade, kind of makes sense to me. It's still the same ship. It's still the same thing. But obviously, you know, Han Solo was always tinkering on it, and you're going to assume that he's going to continue to tinker with it. Another big thing about this was the sabers. Now, the lightsabers, here's a shot from The Empire Strikes Back. As you can see, this is Darth Vader versus Luke. The old look of the lightsabers has always been a very flat, cartoony kind of look. Now, whether it looked good or not isn't really the question. The question is, you know, this is the way that it looked. Here's another shot from the same movie, pretty much the same angle. Here's a shot from Return of the Jedi, kind of an action shot. You can see that they look pretty bad. I mean, I'm not going to lie about that. They do look pretty bad. Now, if you fast forward to the new trilogy, the newer 3 films, the lightsabers really didn't change all that much. Here's Darth Maul with a pretty cool looking lightsaber. They did not change all that much if you really look at them from the first one. They got a little bit more. Here's Yoda versus Palpatine, but they got a little bit more, I would say, sharper, but the overall flat look of the sabers really were different. Now, here we are, The Force Awakens. This is the best shot I could find online of it. Now, the lightsaber, obviously a lot of people are talking about this whole hilt on the lightsaber with the, it's almost like an exhaust port for this. The whole look of the lightsaber is completely different. It's almost like a molten lava kind of look to it now. It moves. You can really see a lot more detail with the lightsaber. Again, I'm not sure what all lightsabers are going to look like in the film. This is, I think, the only one that we see in the trailer. And obviously a lot of people are talking about the hilt and whether or not it's actually a good thing or not. You know, how it would really, be practical or not. It doesn't look practical to me. It kind of just looks cool, I guess. And, I'm almost of the mind that maybe some of these shots might have even been, for the Star Wars team to kind of look up and see what people were going to react to certain things and then know what they can and can't do. But, I'm pretty sure if they're going to put it in the teaser trailer, they want to keep it. So my feeling about I'm kind of ambivalent on the lightsaber. If this is like a special lightsaber, like only this guy has this kind of lightsaber, then I'll kind of buy it if all the lightsabers still look the way that they used to. But if they all look this way, then I'm kind of ambivalent on it. I don't really know if I like it or not. This is a land speeder. A new land speeder from it. I just want to say that a couple of the little odds and ends, like this land speeder that you see in the trailer, I really like. I think that the ship, this type of ship, is really it goes into the overall spirit of Star Wars, and I think that if I was to think of something George Lucas would help design when it came to some ships in the new Star Wars films, I would think that he would have a very good hand in this. I absolutely love this droid. I don't know what your feelings about it are, but I thought that this was an extremely interesting and cool little thing that was just a really nice little addition into the trailer. I thought I really liked it, and I think that this droid, again, when I think of the spirit of George Lucas and the way he kind of sees the universe, I think that this droid fits right in. Now we're looking at some stormtroopers, okay? So the stormtroopers are, from the old movies, are obviously very plastic looking, but this is the way that they looked. Obviously, we know that the stormtroopers were, they were troopers, and that's just how they looked, and they looked that way through all three movies. Then we kind of went to the next trilogy where we got the clone troopers, and obviously with new budgets, and pretty much all the clone troopers were CGI. There were probably a few that were not, but for the most part, most of the clone troopers in the new trilogy were all CGI. With motion capture, people were moving with them and everything, but to give it human movements. But for the most part, they were all CGI. These are the troopers that we see. I mean, I didn't get a picture of the lower part, but really the helmets are the main thing. The helmets, the spirit of the helmets is very similar to the original trilogy. Obviously, they look less plastic looking. They are a little bit more, I guess, updated. And again, you're talking about 30 years in between Return of the Jedi and this. And we're assuming by looking at this trailer that the Empire is still very much around. They're still very much moving forward in, some of the things. So I'm assuming that this is, a good thing. I kind of like the trooper look. I didn't really have a problem with it. I thought that for the most part, they looked. They had a good look as you kind of hold it up to the old trilogy. What else do I have here? The last thing are the X-wings. The X-wings are Obviously, another one of the most iconic images from the original trilogy. As you know, Luke Skywalker piloted an X-Wing, and this is, I think this is a close-up of the first X-Wing here, is the X-Wing with R2 in the back, and the one that Luke flew to the Battle of Yavin to destroy the first Death Star. The updated X-Wings skimming across the surface of the lake. I love the shot. I do. I love this. I think that this, let's hit the deck kind of thing. It's a really cool looking with the water spraying behind. Here's a look of the new X-Wing pilot, which I think is very similar, extremely similar to the old ones. I like how the helmet and a lot of the uniform looks kind of distressed and used, very much in keeping with George Lucas's original vision for the trilogy. So that's about it. That's all the stuff that I really can kind of go into regarding the film and regarding the very small bit that we have received from the Force Awakens trailer. I know that George Lucas is sitting as creative consultant. He doesn't really have too much say in the making of the movie and the everyday workings of it. However, I do think that he is an invaluable kind of tool for the filmmakers to go to kind of say, can we do this? Can we not do this? Does this work? Does this not work? And I think that for the most part, Lucas can do a very good job doing that. So honestly, I really don't think that JJ Abrams can mess this up. It's episode 7. It is not a reboot. This is episode 7. This is a continuation of the original saga. He's not rebooting the movie. He's not remaking A New Hope and rewriting it and putting in a whole new cast. He's not doing that like he did with Star Trek. This is a continuation of George Lucas's vision. He's still very much involved in that, and I think that these movies are not going to disappoint Star Wars fans. I think that they're going to be awesome, and I think that everybody needs to chill out. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you later.